I got to thinking about it, and I'm going to make the opposing voices known on the topic of the smart device that I have. You see, Garmin screwed me over also, in that there are a couple of different ways they did that, but the more recent was a conundrum that led to the feeling like it was time where I had to make a decision, and it was all of the odds were shifted in my favor in a way that made me think, oh, well, this has to be the way it has to be. So I purchased a watch from Garmin, and it was at a tremendous discount. I believe that something went awry on their site, and they charged me basically what they showed on the screen was $4.99 for a certain watch. And so I ordered that watch knowing, beyond hope that it felt like that was the right thing, but also knowing, it's too good to be true. And so the actual order got all the way to the point where I got an email that said, congratulations, your item is being shipped. And then after that point in time, when I already had a tracking number assigned and everything, all of a sudden that order was recanted and by the merchant, and they wrote me an email saying that they experienced a technical difficulty on their website that caused an error, and so they were unable to fulfill the contractual agreement that we had already placed and that had already been in the process of being shipped. So yeah, I had a story about that. Garmin, they've screwed me over too. And at the same time, the data that I got to use and the ideas, like the virtual badges instead of the actual medals that we give out at these super well attended events where thousands of things are produced for people, and that's thousands of things that we could either have done without or done in a better way at least. So if you agree with those kinds of sentiments, then I challenge you to subscribe and to share this type of video with somebody. Maybe in this way we'll be able to tell a more compelling story. I really don't know. What I do know is that what I'm seeing along the way is it's interesting how many people are getting screwed over, and it's usually the message that we're receiving are from greater paid individuals who are able to more easily endure the current market conditions. And although it may look like some people are super wealthy, that doesn't mean that we couldn't use a coffee. So I'll try to make a buy a coffee site, for my persistence, and maybe that will be a little easier to do than clicking on some kind of a PayPal contribution link. Maybe there's only a certain demographic that knows about that. If there are other opportunities that I don't know about that would be beneficial, I'd be interested. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. I hope that you watch this compilation of insight that I'm about to present to you using the software from the manufacturer, creator, genius, business entity that I feel kind of screwed me over one time, but I still forgive them. So thanks, Garmin. I acknowledge you, and I'm sure that we can come to an agreement in the not too distant future, just to at least acknowledge where things could have been done a little bit differently. So Till next time, again, everybody, thanks for listening to me talk about missing metals and other conspiracy theories, like when the park services cover up my pictures that are in their very hotels. For those stories, you'll have to like dig into the archives here to see what kind of crazy story I've painted for my virtual reality that you can actually see clues of as you travel the world. But things are very interesting, especially if you watch the last video where you got to hear all the honking that started to happen, like almost in synchronicity with some of the knowledge that was being shared. So if anyone out there is a fan of that show Supernatural and can understand it from an educational perspective in terms of what to look out for in the world, definitely give this video a thumbs up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you really didn't care, go ahead and click on the thumbs down anyway. And I appreciate your honesty. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, peace, love, and all that old school stuff. All right, now for the record, aside from the previous insight that I stand by, I wanted to show you the overwhelming amount of amazing insight that is shown by these devices. So I was using my Garmin Fenix 7 Solar Pro. It's got quite a long name, but the fact is it's a really cool watch. It's something that I have had for a while after having the Instinct 2X Tactical, which I believe I favor. But in all of those instances, they have been devices that I've been using this data to learn from. And if you can see some of these fast first miles and then my subsequent lengthier miles, you can see that I was slowing down over the course of time on this marathon experience. And that's to be expected probably for a beginner runner such as myself, especially haven't really run a whole lot more consistently in terms of my past. However, for the amount of training that I did, what I was able to achieve, I think shows a lot of potential in what I still have yet to achieve in being able to complete this amazing act of endurance. And as you can see, the device statistics here showed that that was quite a feat of use of stamina. So in addition to the temperatures, the activity types and levels, the power wattage ranges, and all kinds of other data, including, like I said, the stamina showing beginning and ending potential. There are charts that have to do with your pace, with your heart rate, and there are charts that show some virtually measured information like VO2 max, but the cadence is pretty spot on, and the stride length is really well represented in this application. The ease with which we are traveling on the ground is measured as well, like the oscillation, bounce types, ground contact time, etc. And all of those things are good to look at if you're using data to base information off of. Like you can see, I ran more of the first half than the second half of the marathon, but I never got into zone 5 in my heart rate. So for that entire time, I could have performed more strongly, possibly. What it doesn't show is that I felt at one point quite a significant change in my blood pressure to where I didn't even feel like I could see for a moment. But thankfully, the shoes I used, the approach that I took, and the run, walk, run method that I learned and gave a big high five to what I was able to accomplish, and that was quite a few steps more than many other people, but I guarantee many other people are able to do this just the same as I was, if not way better. In fact, I'm pretty confident in being able to say, although not irresponsible in trying to say so as an accredited person. In other words, for full disclaimer and full disclosure, I'm not practicing doctor. However, I did complete my marathon, and I would stand by how I did it. When I was a young man, I thought I would try. Now that I'm an old man, I've died on the inside. When they come to get me, I won't even hide. What's the point of living with no wrong or right? After I had died, I had shed all my sins. Wonder how much time till we shed all our old skins. Maybe when we see past each other's illusions, then we'll start to see we're each other's solutions. Maybe it's the spiritual devil we hear. The Lord is my salvation, so whom shall I fear? Maybe it's the way that I feel when you're near. Maybe it's the way that our ways disappear.